listeners, I'm Jack and this is of course DSNY Newscast, and for today we're going to be discussing the Space 220 restaurant that's an out-of-this-world dining experience that's just opened at Epcot. And yeah, I'm sure that pun's going to become extremely overused. But either way, instead of this just being a typical food review, which is obviously normal when a new restaurant opens, I want to take a look at the technology that makes this an immersive dining experience. And so with that being said, let's get straight into it. As when Space 220 was announced in 2017, it was celebrated by all Epcot fans for the rarity that it is for modern day Disney. As recently nearly all new Disney announcements have been in some way tied to or inspired by some form of movie IP, whereas in the case of Space 220, Imagineering has set out to create an immersive dining environment that is not replicating an environment that we're already familiar with. And so because it does not have the visual or emotional recognition that comes with IP-themed recreations, such as the Be Our Guest restaurant or Ogre's Cantina, instead Space 220 makes great use of technology and art direction to create a storytelling experience that is original to the Disney parks. However, now let's get to the theming. As despite the restaurant being located to the right-hand side of Mission Space, it has its own individual identity and story, as the premise is that we're going to be boarding a space elevator that will take us 220 statute miles above Earth's surface to dock with the Centauri space station. And as we can see in the lobby and in the restaurant itself, it does not carry across the same exact theming that is established in Mission Space, as the attraction is meant to be a space training facility, whereas Space 220 upholds Epcot's original core theme, which is the real made fantastic. As we all know that the actual practicality of space elevators docked to Earth is not within our technological grasp at this time, but Space 220 is giving us a taste of what it could feel like if it was. But now let's get to the two space elevators, which are officially known as the Stellarvators. And these are both capable of taking guests up to the space station and back down again no matter which one you get in. And as I'd previously stated in the past, these are not the same as the stretching room in Disney World's Haunted Mansion or the bank elevator at Gringotts in Universal Studios, where in both cases you are not physically going anywhere different as you're on the same floor. But instead with the Stellarvator, you enter and exit through the same exact door, which means that these are either taking us to a second floor or perhaps they're rotating us like the shuttle transport does in Rise of Resistance. But either way, it makes for a more convincing effect that really does help build that level of immersion. And there is also a little rumble under your feet as well, but nothing like the standing motion simulator found within Rise of Resistance, as this is meant to be a smooth space elevator. And that brings us to the projection technology and the CGI. As first of all, this isn't just a flat-panelled screen like what's found within the Gringotts bank elevator, but instead it's using an infinity domed projection surface, which creates a real sense of depth to the projection, which is necessary as everyone's going to be focused on the centre, either looking up or down through the viewports. But one area which could be improved is the CGI, as it looks a little bit like Google Earth mixed with game graphics of 10 years ago. But then again, the sequence happens so fast, I'm guessing most people won't notice. But what you should keep an eye out for is the cloud cover, which discreetly hides the construction in the centre of the park, which may mean that there will be a better updated version rolled out after the Epcot transformation is complete. But overall, the effect of blasting off 220 statute miles above Earth's surface and then descending back down is definitely a brilliant touch of themed storytelling. And then when you step off the Stellarvator, you will walk along the gangway and see a spinning wall of hydroponic produce with an infinity mirror illusion, and this is known as the Grow Zone. But in many ways, I like to think that this is a subtle tribute to this scene from Horizons, along with the Centauri space station name, as Horizons used to be located in the same spot before Mission Space was built in its place. But then that brings us to the restaurant environment. And it does indeed deliver that impressive wow moment when you first enter, as after all you're met with the massive expanse out into the vista of space. But it seems that the restaurant space was designed for that initial moment rather than every moment whilst dining. As thanks to friend of the channel Disney Dan who was there on opening day, apparently each seating location has its positives and negatives, as arguably the best seats are the ones closer to the windows. But then again, you also have a very limited view of Earth and the overlay sequences as well. Whereas sitting further away, you do get a better overall view, but you also have to contend with the reflections on the glass. And so that's probably why the lighting is so subdued, as to reduce the amount of reflections caused by having a curved window out into a dark environment. But it also makes for a very relaxed dining atmosphere rather than the harsh bright lighting that is often associated with space and futurism. But then let's get to the main attraction. And that is the 250-foot wraparound digital projection window that houses the incredible celestial views. But this isn't just a massive IMAX screen pressed flat against the glass, but instead there is a real sense of depth to the show space. As early this year, in February, I explained the details of this Disney patent for a panoramic, multiplane and transparent collimated display system, stating at the time that this was most likely to be implemented in the Space 220 restaurant and the Galactic Star Cruiser. And well, now that Space 220 is open and we've got up-close looks at the technology, we can see that this seemingly confirms how the effect is achieved, as the projection wall at the back is where the Earth projection is, and then the mirror element is what is used to display the animated sequences of the astronauts and the ships. And because this is sort of an advanced version of the Pepper's Ghost effect, it also means that the animation sequences can't overlap the Earth's projection. But the really cool thing about this collimated display system is that it creates a parallax effect, almost like glassless 3D. So that no matter where you're sat or stood within the restaurant, this advanced version of Pepper's Ghost always works in giving you an incredible view into space. And lastly, despite the prefix menu being on the pricier side with $55 for lunch and $79 for dinner, it does offer a diverse menu filled with space-themed puns that look absolutely amazing, and most likely taste great as well, considering that this restaurant is owned and operated by the Patina Group, that also operate Via Napoli in Epcot and Morimoto Asia, Maria and Enzo's, and the Edison at Disney Springs, thus meaning that we can expect that level of quality when it comes to the food and drinks. And so, in conclusion, Space 220 is a fantastic addition that not only serves up some of that vintage Epcot magic, but also delivers an immersive dining environment that will be one of the most popular restaurants at Walt Disney World for the foreseeable future. But now it's over to you, Waltoniers. I would like to know, what are your thoughts and opinions about the Space 220 restaurant, and would you want to dine there when you next visit Epcot? And also, from what you've seen today, how would you improve other restaurants at Disney to be more immersive dining experiences? And of course, don't forget to put the timestamp for where the hidden Mickey appeared somewhere in today's video along with your suggestion or your comment, so therefore that way you're on with a chance to win these official DSNY Newscast pins celebrating the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. And congratulations to this Waltoner here for winning this suggestion from the previous video. And so that's it for today, so be sure to go and subscribe down below if you're new to the channel, hit that notification bell if you're already subscribed and would like to receive notifications, and if you enjoyed today's video then be sure to give this video a massive thumbs up. And I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.